All right. Well, once again, welcome everybody. It's Monday, June 30th. Can you believe that tomorrow is July 1st? Time is flying. And super excited. And tonight is a training for new brand partners on helping them onboard them. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and um, share my screen so we can get started in this presentation. And at the end, we'll do a Q&A and then we'll go from there. All righty. So this is a Believers for Life training, and we are a This Is It team community. This Is It team is the umbrella by which we exist underneath of. So thankful for Steve and Gina Merritt, who created this amazing team, and now almost a 500,000 people strong. And we have the ability to help make all that wonderfulness be connective in a community inside of there for you to help you win big in this opportunity. It's hard to connect with a 500,000 people, but it's easier to connect with me and you. So once again, this is a brand partner training, new brand partner training, and June 30th, 2025. Man, time is flying, and it's for all brand partners. So let me take a look here. So when we have folks coming to take a look at this opportunity, they typically fall in about three different categories when they're new coming into this. And which one are you? Are you kind of kicking the tires, taking a peek underneath the hood? Are you looking to get better maybe at sharing these patches with friends and family, kind of like a hobby? Or are you kind of like myself and my wife? We were all in and we wanted to accomplish our dreams because we believed this thing could do it, and it has. So all are welcome, but I'm going to be speaking to you in the context of someone who wants to win their dreams in this amazing opportunity. And so that's just so an FYI. And our story is my wife and I came in this opportunity, and within 22 months, by God's favor, we went from 0 to 20K a week. And we did that while we were working full time, and we used the This Is It team system to get that done. And that's what we're going to be talking from today. We're definitely not reinventing the wheel. And we're sharing this opportunity with you because we believe you can win too. And the asterisk is there's the variable is up to you. And technically, our income at this point with my wife and I, we don't really have to work any longer to continue to make more money. So why do we do this? Because you can only travel and golf so much, and you realize that once that new car smell wears off and that kind of money, that there's more to life, and the more to life is in helping others get blessed in life. And being on a training like this, and why we lead these Zooms, is because we want to help people win like we've won. And so the miracles that arise out of getting these patches on people, and the miracles that arise once your income rises to a level that's maybe greater than you ever saw before, begins to give you a gift that I believe God wants to give everybody if they want to get after it, which is a gift of more time. So it's a blessing. So we also know from my wife and I that it was God's loving power that is that really what got us here. And so yes, it took hard work, but you can work hard. I can work hard. Without God's blessing, it's not going to go very far. So our mission for Believers for Life inside of this is a team that are led by myself and my wife. Our mission, believe it or not, is to help people learn to delight in God first and foremost. We think there's nothing more important in life. And then secondly, is to be able to help people dream again, to believe that they have God-given dreams. And in order to achieve these things, we believe it's important then to have a daily method of operation, how to implement what this opportunity is with the This Is It team system on a day in, day out basis, called your DMO, or daily method of operation. And so when you bring these three things together, delighting in God, focusing on your God-given dreams, and then using a mechanism to get after it, then we believe in the center of where all those three rings connect is where you're really going to find the sweet spot of life, the happiness of life. And so we're all following a vision. We're, on a big vision, the bigger vision of the gentleman here in the center screen, that's David Schmidt, and David has a mission. One of them is to at least get 1 billion people patched with this amazing stem cell reactivation technology. He also has some other amazing humanitarian missions with amazing products that are coming forward. And so we appreciate his leadership and vision, an amazing corporate team. And then flanked on his left and flanked on his right are Steve and Gina Merritt. And they are the distributors who came aboard back in July, basically 3 years ago. And in 23 days, hit the highest rank in this business that usually took 4 years to do. And David Schmidt and the CEO and the president of the company, Meredith Burke, have never seen a team take off this fast. And their team took off using the system that got them to the highest rank in 23 days that then we all could follow as well. And it was that system that helped my wife and I hit the highest rank in 11 months. And then 11 months after that, boom, we were at 20,000 a week or $1 million a year in the mailbox, if you will. And so thanks to Steve and Gina Merritt, and thank you, David Schmidt, for this amazing patch. And so we're grateful. We're thankful unto the Lord for this amazing opportunity. Now, this is a team which is led by Steve and Gina Merritt, which we're a part of, is now on its way to we're almost at 500,000 team members strong, fast growing team in the world, than any company. And we should have 1 million people by year end. And that is Steve and Gina Merritt's mission. Their mission is to hit 1 million people by year end. And they cast this vision just back in January, just a few months ago. And we're already on track, looking like that we're going to hit it. And it's pretty amazing. Here is that January meeting that a bunch of us were at out in Vegas. And all those people down the bottom are all people who hit the highest rank in this business. And there's plenty more there that weren't even with us. Thanks to Steve and Gina Merritt. And so, yes, it totally is amazing. And we're following these This Is It team tools. And so one of them is the thisisitinfo.com. That's the tool you and I use day in, day out that keeps us from not having to be a salesman. So when someone asks us, hey, tell us more, we can say, sure, give me your phone. I'll text you a link, thisisitinfo.com, and you can check out the patent, the studies, and everything else that's on there to learn more about this patch. And then also, if you want to learn more about the team that's getting it done, well, you can simply go to thisisitteam.com and see the system that we're following to use to get it done. So thank God for that. And on that, thisisitinfo.com, testimonials are a big, important part that help bring credibility. And there's countless testimonials on the thisisitinfo.com site /testimonials. And it's amazing what is there for us. Additionally, we have an event coming up that took my wife and I from 1,000 a week to 1,000 a day. There's only one of these a year in person, and then there's an in virtual one in January. And the in-person is coming up here in August 8th. That's a Friday night, and then all day Saturday, and then an optional church service for those who want to attend. And that's going to be in Orlando. And this is something that is foundational to how those who've hit the highest ranks in the business do it. That's how all of my team members hit the highest rank. It's by coming to an event like this. And an event like this does not inflate you and deflate you. An event like this deepens your roots of conviction and belief, which is contagious and compels you and equips you on another level, and thus next level. And then when you have your team members coming with you, then guess what? You leave with an army of people with amazing belief, and belief is what's contagious. Next thing you know, the team begins to grow and your paychecks grows and the miracles begin to abound. And that's why this event is so important and why they have them each year. I think they need more than just 2 a year. They should have at least 3, because it will accelerate our growth even faster for everybody. But you go to thisisitconvention.com, and for as little as $420-$30, you can get a hotel room, a ticket, the $45 a night fee waived for the parking, dinner. I mean, it's insane. I'm used to spending $10,000 or more dollars to go to a Tony Robbins and take people, and here for just a few $100 a head. I think this is just amazing. So it's just making it affordable for all, and it's on a Friday night, which means they're appealing to those who are busy like I was in this business. And so a lot of people work full time. Well, then they can take a Friday night, right? And then all day Saturday, knock it out and get what they need to begin to take their business to the next level. And there's going to be, right before that, a leadership summit, one for the presidentials and above, and one for senior directors and above, available to all to have an initial preliminary meeting for those two levels. So if you've hit that level before then you have an opportunity to join those as well. So the key in all of this, one of the biggest reasons why people fail in this opportunity is they don't get connected. And so the power of this business is so interesting, is that the more you get connected, the faster you go. But if you get disconnected, then the faster you get out. So, and how do you get connected? Well, you go to believersforlife.com. That is going to connect you to our community. All righty. So believersforlife.com. And when you do that, it's going to prompt you to click a button that says first priority. And we're going to see this in a second here. And to join our text thread. So you get notified of the Zooms that are coming up and what's happening up with our team. All righty. And the company and such. It's also going to prompt you to join our school, SKOOL community. It's kind of like Facebook. I'm going to show you it here in a second. But this is where we have our trainings recorded. We have a calendar available so you can see the Zoom schedule. We have kind of like a Facebook wall page where you can see people posting and what we would post, things that are important to know. So it's a great centralized communication center for us. And so, and additionally, once you do this, you want to begin to plug into the weekly Zooms. And we're going to camp on this a little more in a little bit, because this is where the power of your ability to focus and become empowered and gain momentum comes from, particularly as you get your fellow team members doing it. And obviously, once again, you want to get your next level ticket. So let's come back here to believersforlife.com. What is that going to look like when you go there? It's going to look like this. On your phone, it looks even better. And then when you come here, it says the first things first. The first thing here is you're going to click this first thing that's blinking, right? And so this is what's going to give you, it's going to populate, you do it from your phone, by the way, do all this from your phone, not from your computer, from your phone, because this is now going to give your phone the ability, it's going to auto-populate it when you click it, the word hello in a text, and all you got to do is hit send, and that's going to get you connected, and then you'll just save that number that it put in your phone as Believers for Life, so you know next time we're texting you, you got that every time you get a text from us. And then after that, it's going to prompt you to join school. And when you do that, like join Facebook, you got to put a picture of yourself, a little bio, whatever. But once you get that done, boom, you're in, and it's going to look like this, right? And so, and what's on here, which is so important, is we have three primary sections. We have the community, which is this wall here, right? But then you have the classroom, which we'll see in a minute. But then you have the calendar. So classroom, calendar. I want to get to the calendar because it's really important, because when you click on the word calendar, it's going to open up the calendar for the month, but it's very difficult to read that. That's just all the Zooms coming up. So what you do is you come over to this piece right here and you click this button, and that's going to turn the calendar and something you actually can read. So currently right now, today's Monday, we have a new brand partner training that's going on right now. Then tonight at 8 o'clock, Kendall Welding. You're going to want to invite people to that because she'll get them signed up 8 o'clock. And if they can't make that, they go to 10 o'clock. And that's what's happening for tonight. Okay. But then that's the end of June. So we got to come back up here where it says June and hit this little button here to go to July. And now tomorrow is July 1, believe it or not. And there's the Zoom starting tomorrow. 7, we have a team call, and we have a Zoom launch, a ladies Zoom on Wednesday, and so on. I do a coaching call on mindset and Q&A if you're having it. There's also another Zoom launch. And so, but you can see what's happening. Now, it's really important to understand that there are two types of Zooms that you'll always be relying on. One is for brand partners, like tonight. And then the other type of Zoom is usually called a Zoom launch. That is X39 presentations to introduce to people who want to learn more about the patch and the opportunity. So brand partners, prospects, brand partners, prospects. All right. There's only two types of Zooms you'll ever have. And we do them as Believers for Life. And there's a team, they do them also. And we make sure that ours don't happen at the same time. So you have a full suite of Zooms for brand partners and a full suite of Zooms for inviting new people to take a look, both from us and this is a team. And that's listed all right here on our calendar. So that's the power of having this calendar available to you. Now, coming back to the Believers for Life Linktree page that you first came to when you went for believersforlife.com, there's a couple of really important tools that you want to have here. First of all, you can get your next level convention ticket right here. You can click that and boom, it will take you right there to go ahead and register to get your ticket, right? But coming back here, if you scroll down, we have our main tool, right? I showed you earlier, which is this is it info.com. Well, this is what this is. This is the info page you can come to. And which then when you send this to people who want to know more about the patch, they're going to come and learn, in 3 minutes, what about the patch here? 3 minutes, how light works in the body. 3 minutes, how David Schmidt created the patch. Then the patents, the studies, the articles, a doctor chiming in on how light works in the body, how this patch is working, how to wear the patch, the patent itself, looking at what's in there. This is that you can share, download the patent, long-term results and so on. So this is just the most amazing tool, medical doctors, athletes, that when someone wants to learn more, you can just send them this. Well, that's on your Believers for Life page right here, the main. You can just copy that and have it, right? And then also when you start signing people up, you have an order form, and there's a download by which you can come over here and download the order form. And
Hey,
so
Ken,
yeah,
I'm so sorry to interrupt. We just have a screen view of numbers 1 through 5.
no
Were
way.
you? I know,
Hold on,
darling.
that's man, oh
I,
man, all that. You buy
I,
that? All
I,
right.
my bad. I meant to
No, no,
interrupt you,
it's
and
my bad.
I
One through
just didn't
five.
know how. You were
Hold
doing
on, hold
so
on.
good.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Yeah, I wasn't,
I'm
I couldn't
so
see.
sorry.
Hold on, take a look here. Thank you so
But
much. So
your momentum is beautiful tonight.
let me take a look at this. Hold on here.
Okay, so sorry. I would have said something
Bear with
sooner.
me.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know
Okay,
how to raise my hand.
that's all you see right there. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is what I see. I see you see 1 through 5. Okay, so let me go back here. Okay. Okay, so let me screen share. Let me just go backwards real quick here.
And this time it'll be quicker, right?
Yeah, it will be. Okay, so what happens is when I clicked, let me get on my face here. When I clicked believersforlife.com on one, it came to this. Now, do you see Believers for Life now, Janae?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It's
Okay.
working.
Right. So now when you come to this and you're doing this from your phone, then you're going to have this button here and you're going to click it. And when you click it on your phone, it's going to open another screen that give you the ability to send a text. And the word hello is already going to be filled in there for you when you click this, and just send that word hello. And that's going to get you connected to our text thread. Additionally, when that happens, it's going to invite you to join our school SKOOL program, right? And which is right here, but it's automatically going to invite you, so you don't have to do that if you haven't done that. But when it does that, let me take a look here. It's going to look like this. Now, did this change Janae to school?
Yes, I like it. I like it a
Okay,
lot.
so it did. Okay, so
Yeah.
now I'm in the school program, and our school program, once you're joined up, and then you'll see here there's community, classroom, and calendar. So when you click the calendar, now it gives you a view of the calendar. And then, but that's not an easy view. So what you want to do is you want to come over here to these three lines, these right here, and click that. And now it's going to change your view to make it easy. So new brand partner training, X39 Zoom launch, X39 Zoom launch is happening tonight at 8 and 10. Come back up to the top here to change it from June, because tomorrow starts July. And then you can see starting tomorrow, the Zooms that are coming up for this week and into next week. And then all you do is click them and it'll give you the Zoom connection. So you click them, it takes you right to the Zoom. And they're shareable too. So you can share them from your phone. All right. So, okay. So let's go back to where we were before. And coming back to Believers for Life. Now you see that, is that correct? The Believers for Life, the Linktree page again?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
working. Mhm.
Good. So then what we want to do is there are some great resources on this believersforlife.com page. They're also on school, but this is just a central source where you can get this is an info landing page. You can copy and paste that, right? This is what you'll share with people when they want to learn about the opportunity. We have order forms. You can click that and it will take you how to get, the order form, this one. You can just download it and print it out. And then additionally, we have this is a team training site. this is a team YouTube page, and this is a team Facebook group. So you can get connected to all of that right here. But there's also, if you want, we have a three-way text introduction that you can copy and paste into your phone. And so when you introduce this opportunity to somebody who want to learn more, you can send them this here. That actually, if you want to use me as part of your aid in texting somebody, you just send them this. It says, "It was so great to catch up with you. Friend's name. I'm thrilled for you to learn more about the X39 patch and all the benefit it offers. Here's the intel on it. This is at info.com." So it's going to, then they can click on that. It's packed with videos explaining the technology and science behind it, along with the full X39 patent info. Whoops, go back here. Sorry about that. And let's see, text introduction. And there are over 80 clinical studies and tons of research available. You can even hear from the inventor himself in the in-depth section where it goes into detail about the studies. It took him 10 years, $4.5 million to develop this incredible patch, and there's nothing like it out there. The testimonies are amazing, covering so many different experiences. I've added my friend Ken Burke. Here's his number, who has helped my family with hundreds of others with X39. They're here to answer your questions you may have. So excited to have you learn more. This amazing copy and paste format you can use when inviting people, and you can invite me into that as well. Alrighty, so here are just some success resources for you that give you the ability right here on the believersforlife.com Linktree page. And so that's just an FYI. All right, so coming back, let me get back to here. Hold on here, I'll screen share this again. Huh. Hold on, everybody. Okay, let's get back to here again. So there you have it. You can, the believersforlife.com, and the first getting connected to the text thread, the school community, and then plugging into the weekly Zooms and getting your next level ticket. This is how you get connected. This is how you remain involved, connected to the team. Life is like a camera, what you focus on, what you develop, and this is how that's done. And by the way, we also text out, as we did today, a weekly Zoom schedule so you can have a heads up, and we color code it where the orange is for brand partners and the yellow and the blue is for prospects. So those you want to invite to take a look at the opportunity. So you can see today we had a 1, an 8, and a 10. And then tomorrow we have an 8 o'clock when it comes to prospects, inviting prospects. Another one on Wednesday at ladies one at 12, and then an 8 p.m. On Wednesday, and then a Spanish one on Thursday. There's a lighter Zoom schedule this week because of the holiday. And and there's nothing going on over the weekend. So enjoy your 4th of July starting Friday, and we'll see you back here on Monday, right? So, and once again, this is for Believers of Life, and this is a team. We've combined the schedules, and we text that out to you as well to make it easier for you to know what's happening. We're trying to get this done on Sunday evening so that you guys are ready to go for the week. All righty. So, onboarding, guys, and getting you guys kind of onboarded here. So this is really, really important. There's 7 things we're going to go through when onboarding somebody, and some of this you're going to hear again. Sometimes learning by rote is the best way to learn. But your why is everything. And we're going to talk more about this. Why are you on this call? Why are you in this opportunity? What is it that you see that you didn't see before you came to this opportunity that now you're seeing that tugs at your heart that says, you know what? I think this is going to get me further than I ever thought possible. I think this is bring me more than I ever had before. And, and this is it. What is your why? Right. So my why when I came to this opportunity is I wanted to retire. I had started a company and we were on a way to potentially retiring right before COVID. Didn't know COVID was going to hit. I could have sold the company and probably retired, but I said, I'm going to hold on to it for a little bit longer. And then COVID hit and changed the whole advertising industry. The value of my company went way down, and all the 10 years of savings we'd put back in the company now is all worth a whole lot little. I like that. And now I'm in a lot of pain emotionally about thinking about the future. And so I had a deep why. I wanted to feel secure financially. I wanted to know I could walk and be free and not have to financially concern myself with having to go to work every day, but can do more things. That was my why. Everybody's a different why. I talked to a friend the other day. She wanted to buy a home for her mom and dad, and so what is your why? What's your why that makes you cry? That if you never get to do it, it's going to make you cry. And, because we want to help you get there and the variable is you, but we have a system that can do it for you if you follow this as a team system and what we're doing. And so your why is what's going to drive you to continue to go forward when there are times you may discourage. We all get discouraged. I've been discouraged in this opportunity, even making the amount of money we make, which is crazy. And so because we're human, we need one another and we need to pick ourselves back up. And for us, we need to trust in the Lord, I say, and keep moving forward. And so, and what gets us doing that is our why. Why? And so we have a bigger why now where we're going. And I'll unpack that for you in quick. So we have a goal to get to 350,000 people on our team by September of 2026. September 2024, we had 35,000, right? And so I knew it was a big goal, bigger than anything I could think of, but I believed I could 10x our organization in 24 months. Then that could significantly alter our income, which we were making good money at the time, over 20 grand a week. Not so much we just make a lot more money, but it's why we want to make the money. My wife and I still live low the wire. And we live on at least 20% of our income, take the other 80% for investing and charitable giving and taxation purposes. We tithe, I shared with some of you all recently, we bought 90 acres in Malawi, Africa, donated that to a ministry. I could have never done something like that because we believe we're called to be able to make more money to fund the kingdom of God in three areas. A, to reach more people for Christ. And this is just on a Christian perspective. We want to reach 1 billion people for Christ. We want to hit enough ministries over time and at least get on that journey. And then we want to be able to help the most brokenhearted, those who are in sex trafficking, things like that. We want to fund ministries that are helping reach the most brokenhearted for Christ. And we really want to do that, believe it or not, in yachts, in houses. We have a vision that we can take these things that the world says, oh, look at these big things, and say, yeah, let's put something more valuable inside of them. Let's put a ministry that's reaching the most brokenhearted. That means more to God than any yacht ever could, and that's another thing. And then lastly, we want to put together a light jet company. Now, check this out. This is crazy. And the reason why I want to do that, because there's a specific light jet, it's 11-passenger jet that can land on dirt. It's the only light jet, private light jet in the world that can do it, but it can be retrofitted like a hospital to get into remote areas. There's 10,000 runways in the world that can land a light jet on that the wealthy do, but there's 20,000 that you could reach with dirt. Right. And that means we can get into a remote area and get people who need medical help and attention quickly, get them out, get them to the hospital, or even get hospital supplies on the event itself, or get supplies more quickly. And the only company in the world that does this is Switzerland. The company's name is Pilatus, Pilatus or whatever. And they make a jet called a Pilatus PC-24. It's the only light versatile jet like it in the world, right? And I've been dreaming of this for the past year and a half, thinking about this. Lord, how are you going to give me the ability to put a light gen company? Who am I going to partner with? Who's going to run it? How are we going to make money at it? So then we can have a nonprofit section, use these jets. He still helped me figure that out. I'm at a networking event last Thursday down in Sarasota. SRQ Airport is the fastest growing airport in Sarasota in the world. In the world. Well, they've been expanding, and so we're listening to Rick Piccolo, who's the current CEO, going to talk about how Pilatus is coming to build a $40 million facility to promote the sales of their Pilatus PC-24 jet. Now, what in heaven's name, how could that even happen? Of all the places in the world that they could go to an airport and do something like this, why would they? Right in my backyard. Why that specific jet, that specific company? I tell you why, because I'm following God's lead. This isn't my big vision, and it's still bigger than me. But I believe we're on path. And our goal right now we have 78,000 people on our team. Actually, I have almost 100,000, but that's from an overflow leg. But those people don't even know my name. So we're just praying, how can I get from 78,000 to 350 in the next 14 months? The only way it's going to happen, that's a gap. The only way that happens is by God. You know what GAP stands for? GAP stands for? It stands for God activating plan. It's a God activating plan. He comes and he activates his plan, and he fills in the gap. And a dream isn't big enough if you feel you can do it on your own. And so when I'm trying to help people dream again, I want to help them begin to believe more than they ever could before. And they have to believe that this is the vehicle that can get it done. And so when I was working 60, 70, 80 hours a week around my advertising company, And then I came across this opportunity. I didn't have time for it, but I had enough to do invites and point people to Zooms at night and maybe do some extra here and there to continue being able to put it together. I was like a dog on a bone. Like you couldn't get me to shake. So my most important thing I did during the day was actually this. And this was the least amount of time I spent during my day, but it was the most important thing. So I was a dog on a bone because I believe this is the thing that could take us all the way. And so, do you believe this is the thing that can take you all the way? And if you don't, you need to ask God to open your eyes to show you can, because what else do you have in the world that's in your hand right now that could do what this could do? So, this is important. How much time then do you have? You don't need a lot of time. Take 2 to 3 minutes to contact and invite, point eyeballs and Zooms, pass somebody, and then take some time each day to follow up with them in between whatever you're doing full time. You keep God, family, and work first, and then this. How much time do you have available to do that? It's not a lot of time. What kind of money you need to make? Two numbers you need to think about. What's the first number you need to make in the first 90 days in this opportunity so that you know this is getting real to you and you set a goal for that and get after it? Is it $200 a week? Is it $500 a week? Is it $1,000 a week? What is it? All righty. And then a list. The bigger the list, the faster you grow. 100, 200, 300 names on a list. How many names do you have in your phone? I bet you many of you got 2, 3, 4, 500, 1,000 names in your phone, right? Every single one of those people have stem cells and they're all going dormant and somehow they got in your phone. And so it's belief that gives you the power to pick that phone up. Build a big list and then do your first launch event. And if you have done one, do another one. And after that, do another one. What's a launch event? A launch event is where you're going to get your closest family and friends and people at the top of that list. You're going to call them up. Say, hey, Uncle Joe, I'm super excited about something. Did I catch you at a bad time? No, what's up, Ken? I haven't talked to you in a while. I know. Can't wait to catch up with you. What are you excited about? Let me ask the question, Uncle Joe. Yeah, what is it? What do you know about stem cells? Shut up and let him say what he's going to say. Uncle Joe, I've got my hands on the most amazing technology, and I thought about you because I remember you had your back pain, joint pain, this pain, the other pain, whatever. But I've got this patch that actually turns on your own dormant stem cells using light in your body. It doesn't matter what kind of drugs you're on or medication you're on. Uncle Joe, it's going to take the existing stem cells that's already in your body and turn them on back naturally. And it's done this for my family and friends and other people that I've been hearing about. And I thought about you. And I've got a friend of mine who's helped me get the word out because I'm still figuring this out, but they know a lot more about it. And I want to invite you to take a look with me because I want to see, Uncle Joe, if you see what I see. Can I count you to join me? And boom. And then if he starts asking questions, say, hey, those are great questions. Can we save them to the Zoom and ask them then? Yeah, great. Look forward to seeing you then, Uncle Joe. We'll catch up later. I got a few more phone calls to make. Click. All right, that's less than 3 minutes. So you do that, right? Get your first Zoom event. Invite 10, 15 family members. Half of them will show up. And then a good portion may sign up. And then that means you could go manager by dinner. That's how you start, all right? That's how you launch this event, right? And then the key is additionally, is you want to make sure, once again, besides wearing the patch, you've got your next level ticket because you're going to want to get everybody else to do the same thing too. But this is a formula for everybody to follow down through when you're getting people onboarded. Now, as you're getting people onboarded, they're going to get into our core of the system. This is the system that will take you all the way to your dreams. It's so simple. It's the pro system, AKA your daily method of operation, which is 1, P stands for patch. How many people, or talk to people, basically, in short, how many people will you talk to today? Right? And then follow up with that amount of people. So say I'm going to talk to 3 people today, then follow up with 3 people the next day, right? And then invite all of them to a Zoom that week. So for instance, today I had 2 guys at my house working on my pool equipment. Bam, went out there, did the same thing. Hey, you guys know about this, right? No, what is it? What do you know about stem cells? Same pitch I gave Uncle Joe, right? Give to them. Would you like to learn more about? Great. Hey, I'll patch you also. I'm not saying one's going to work. You need 90 days at a minimum to really give it a runway, but you may be a one patch one. You'd like to try one? Sure. So I patched each of them and I invited him to Kendall Welding tonight at 8 o'clock, right? Then before that this morning, we own another property we inherited and we're getting it cleaned out and we're selling it. And we've got a landscape crew coming. It was raining, and I met the guy out front. We took a walk around. It's still raining, and even though it's still raining, I'm motivated. I'd say, "Hey, man, you know about this patch, right? No, what is that? Oh, what do you know about stem cells? Boom, give him the pitch in 2, 3 minutes. Is this something you like to learn about? Yeah, this could help my back. What about your wife? Yeah, too. I'll tell you what, I'll give you one for you, one for your wife. Put it on, in the morning, and then but I'm gonna give you a link of what it is. Texting them. This is at info.com. And I realize now I didn't invite him to the Zoom tonight, so I'm gonna call him up after this and invite him. And so this is the life of how you do this day in, day out, beyond the list that's in your phone. You pray, you ask God to give you, right? So that's just an example. So what happens is, but you make a commitment. You make a commitment to 1, 2, 3, 4 a day. What is it? 5 a day? What is it you need? Alrighty. And because if you commit to one a day, well, that and a 5 day work week is about 260 people a year. Do you think out of 260 people in a year, you think your business is gonna grow? What happens if we say 3 to 5 a day? And for me and my wife, we still stick around about three a day or so, or 3 to 5 a day. And so, that's 783 people in a year. We're doing this almost 7 days a week. We're over 1,000 people a year probably, right? And so we get to see a lot of amazing things. And so what is it? And I can tell you basically, if you stick to 3 to 5 a day, you should be making within 90 days about 1,000 to 2,000 a week, and probably double that within 6 months. Just FYI, you do 10 a day, you'll get to 10 grand a month in about 6 months. 10 grand a week in 6 months. All right, just that's what we have a couple who's never done this business before. They hit SPD in 8 months, and but they and 10 a day is what they needed because she needed to get her husband home. He owned an auto dealership and as a partner, and she needed at least 50,000, 50,000 a month. And our leadership said 10 a day, you stick to 10 a day. Well, 10 a day got her to her 50K a month, right? Pretty powerful stuff. So what's your commitment, right? And so what you're going to do for yourself. And the thing is, you're going to be doing what? When you're on the pro system, you're inviting 10 a day to what? To a Zoom. Well, you have different type of Zooms available for you. You have team Zooms, like I showed you the team Zooms earlier. But then you have private Zooms, your upline or myself. We come do a private Zoom for family and friends. You've got 2-on-1s. I've been doing 2-on-1s at a couple of them today. I've got a few more I'm doing with a new brand partner all this week, right? And actually set up 15 appointments. I've never seen such a thing. It's freaking awesome. He's going to crush it. And so I'm doing 2-on-1s where I'm doing these little Zooms. And and then you have 1-on-1s. You get good at showing the plan yourself, pick up the phone, get someone at a coffee shop or on a Zoom and show them it yourself and sign them up. Right. And so it's always about eyeballs on Zooms, eyeballs on Zooms. Right. And here's the thing to think about. If you're new in this, coming into this, the next 90 days of your life could change the entire trajectory of the rest of your life, like it did for my wife and I. And what I mean by that is the first 90 days in this business is really when you need to go all in. It's kind of like, you ever seen a jet on a runway? Have you ever flown before? Well, when you're taxiing on the runway and right before the plane's getting ready to take off and they get the green light from the tower, what do? They actually full throttle the throttle all the way down, all the way, they mash it all the way down, and the plane runs up and the plane starts slowly getting momentum. But that engine is full throttle blowing, and then what happens is then they lift off, still full throttle. And once it gets about 10,000 feet, the ding goes off. You can unload your seatbelt, whatever, and they begin to let off. Well, that's like your first 90 days in this thing. You want to just, yeah, I can't say that, but anyways, it's like all nuts to the wall. You want to just full throttle this. And so that you don't look to the left, to the right, and you just head buried and you get after it, right? And so and what happens is now you're getting put on a new path in life you never were before. You're starting to gain momentum that you didn't have before. More people are coming on board. They're starting to get excited. They have their own dream. They have their own business. They have their own desires. And the collective efforts from those people begin to gain momentum for you, which means while you're still working full time, the efforts of other people at various times are starting to pay you. This becomes the power of this residual opportunity that begins to afford us time. It's like my wife and I, we were 90 days in, we'd already enrolled like 60 people to try patches and some to want to build it. Went on a cruise for 2 weeks to Hawaii and Bora Bora. And we came back $2,500 richer. I'm like, hold on a second. I did not put my foot on the gas to make that money. some I didn't even know who they were because now friends were enrolling friends. I didn't even know who they were. And all those purses being made were paying us. They pay you. And so the more the merrier, the bigger the team, the bigger the commission. And we came back like that. And I said, hold a second here. This thing's getting real. Right. And so we knew we were onto something and we knew we weren't going to let go of this thing. We were like a dog on a bone. So the question is, are you ready? Are you ready to run? Are you ready for you to show up for yourself? So if you had a board of directors that hired you to be the CEO of your dreams, would they hire you? Well, here's how this is done. It's 20 left, 20 right. This is the blueprint for success. Sponsor 20 people left, 20 people right. You're building a left and a right team and try to get it done in 90 days. Some people have done it in as little as 9 days. Some have done it in 9 months, but how soon can you do this? Right. And so we did this. I don't know how we did it in probably 5, 6 weeks. We got it done. And then we sponsored another 20 left, 20 right. And in my first 20 left, 20 right, my fifth person, and I found Greg Warmbier on my left leg, now senior presidential director, 14 months in, fired his 6-year job. Now makes several times that. And then my 63rd person in on my second round of 20 left, 20 right, I found Andy Warmbier. Andy Hoser. Sorry about that, Andy. And him and Mandy Hoser, they ended up bringing in a boatload of leaders, and that just took us all the way to the moon, right? And so, but we find that in doing the numbers. That's why 20 left and 20 right is so important. And listen, we found a lot of other great leaders in between. Not saying it's just them too, but this is the power of 20 left, 20 right. And you do it in your daily method of operation of committing to do 2 a day, 3 a day, 5 a day, 1 a day. What is your daily method of operation? Because that's going to get you to the abundance you need to be able to fulfill the 20 left, 20 right. And the first thing in that context is the first goal in the 20 left, 20 right is go manager 2 left, 2 right. Right. And you could do that by dinner, type of thing. And that's where you've bought a 6 or 20 pack and got on a 2-sleeve monthly ownership. And then you've got 4 friends, 2 left, 2 right, at least got a 3-pack and a 1-sleeve monthly subscription. Bam, you're a manager. And then replicate that 4 play over and over. And as you're sponsoring more people, 20 left, 20 right, looking for who wants to go manager, then in replicating that, boom, things begin to blast off. And so what you want to do is you want to become a manager making machine. You want to go manager and then replicate that. So you go manager, then help your first 2 people go manager. And then when you do that, you're duplicating. You just have that process. Have your friends do the same thing. They went manager, help them to get 2 people to go manager. Now I'm going to stop for real quick. I want to make sure, Janae, maybe if you can butt back here and let me know that you're seeing this screen. Is that right? Where it says become a manager making machine?
Yes, I'm
Oh,
butting back
good.
in.
Yeah. Thanks. You can stick your butt in here anytime you want.
Hey, I'm a butt head.
Yeah. You're awesome.
I'm a
Love
head
you.
butt. The other butts. Love you too. Bye.
Thanks. And so when you begin to do this, we have a framework for success as manager. And then when you get 2, and basically you're going to be a director, you got to sponsor 2 more people. That's 3 left, 3 right, but have a manager left, right. Bam, you're a director. And then replicate that again. And bam, you're a senior director. Man, your structure's in place. And as you saw earlier, senior directors and above have a meeting for the Visit convention and so on. And then as you get more volume, you get the higher ranks. From manager, director, then executive director, presidential and senior presidential director. And they're getting ready to change the comp plan to make it even better. So this is kind of going to go away, but not really. It's just going to be better. But this is what it is now until they change it. And we're super excited about the change, but we're super excited about now because now you want to run this thing up the flagpole as high as you can because when you hit the new plan, it's just going to be even better. So it's pretty powerful. And so listen, you got 4 ways currently you get paid. You get a product introduction bonus. That's what PIB stands for. $35, $75, and $405 every time you enroll a new person. That's what you're going to get. If they buy a 3-pack, 6-pack, or 20-pack, you're getting those respective amounts. But hey, this team commission, the left and right side, can roll you up to $25,000 a week on the cap. Not bad. That's $1.3 million a year. But then there's a limited portion, which we probably make about $1 million a year on this here. And probably the team cap, we haven't capped it yet. We're probably about $650,000 on, which is crazy stupid. And plus there's SPD quarterly bonuses. You want to get the SPD because we probably made $100,000 last year alone in these quarterly bonuses. I'm sure you'd like a piece of that. And not to mention, you have world-class incentive trips for everybody, no matter what level you are at. So, I mean, they took 800 people to Punta Cana, five-star resort, not too long ago. Then they took 550 of us, flew us out to Italy, got on a ship, went to Santorini, Mykonos, and Split, Croatia. It was spectacular. We've been to Aruba, Cancun, Punta Mita. That was an amazing five-star resort. I mean, the trips are stupid, what they give here. I mean, is your boss and your company giving these kind of things? So, not to be funny, but listen, how do you do it? Become a manager making machine. It will take you all the way. So you do have the freedom to dream again, and it's your why that makes you cry, that makes it happen because you got yourself, if you know what you got your hands on with us, I mean, what else in the world could generate this kind of income for you? You're going to buy a franchise and leverage your house and have to put a whole bunch of money in the bank to keep it there and then have to hire employees and brick and mortar and blah, 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 blah. Seriously? Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I like this better. So, and here's the deal, 85% of all people statistically are not happy in their jobs right now. 85% and 60% of them are living paycheck to paycheck. We have an amazing opportunity. I mean, if I was an Uber driver, I could go SPD in no time. You know how many people I could patch in a given day? It's insane. What's your, okay, so what I can't read what I wrote here. And I did this. What your why produces is a definitive purpose. Listen, when you're clear on your why, it brings clarity to the path by which you got to go. It's how you become a dog on a bone, which gives you definitive plan of action. This is why we do these Zooms tonight. It's part of my definitive plan of action because I'm looking to get to 350,000 people by helping you succeed and help you find leaders and grow leaders, which is going to help your paycheck. Right. And I have a daily method of operation. We're still looking to sponsor new people to find leaders. Right. So 3 to 5 a day, we're in it. Right. And this gives us specific results. Right. And you can see it in my paycheck. And we want that in yours. But if you don't have a big fat why that makes you cry, then guess what? You're not going to have a definitive plan of action or daily method of operation, or you're not going to have specific results. And you're going to be back to working your full-time job and maybe not meeting with us anymore. So it's your call. But you establish your daily method of operation. You establish your commitment of your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a day, what it is, 5 days a week or 7 days a week. But that commitment of consistency is going to take you all the way. So how many today will you talk to today? Right? I met my 3 already for today, actually 4. How many will you follow up with today? Right? And how many people are you going to invite to a Zoom for this week? That's how crazy and stupidly easy this is. And so, and how to fuel your fire because hey, we all get discouraged. It's so stupid. Just plug into the Zooms. Every time I get on a Zoom, and many times I don't feel like going. Like sometimes I don't feel like going to church. And I go like, oh, I'm so glad I went. And then, oh, I don't feel like going to the gym. I go, oh, I'm so glad I went. It's not like, oh, I'm so glad. Like, don't let that not happen for you on the Zooms. And so the Zooms for brand partners, the trainings and such, and the prospects. Go to as many as you can in a week that makes sense in the balance of your schedule. It doesn't mean you go to all of them. Just pick the ones. The most important ones are you inviting people to the Zooms so they can get signed up and get in and partner with you. That's the most important ones, but make sure you get plugged into them. And those are the prospect Zooms. And then what you're doing on those, you're looking for health testimonials. The more quantity of health testimonies you see, the more fire you get fired up, and the more testimonies of people making money, like Penny Carpenter, Penny Carpenter out in Texas, a town of 650 people, all ranchers, 63-year-old single mom, never succeeded in anything like this, now highest rank in the business, and the money she's making. Man, tell me that's not encouraging, And then how many brand new partners are you signing up? Well, every time you sign a new brand partner up, that's what this whole thing is about. Doing what it takes to get new people signed up. And if you're having a hard time, get your upline to help you do it. But we'll get it done because those people deserve to be wearing these patches and to deserve to be plugged into our team. And so that's how you fuel the fire. And if you rate yourself on a 1 to 10, where you're at on these things, right? Given the amount of time you have. You want to be a dog on a bone. A dog on a bone is a 10 on all of them. Be a dog on a bone. And here's your tool, right? It's 7:50 right now because I'm still going to do a Q&A. We're going to end this at 8 o'clock. So you can invite people to get on Kendall Welding's team, get them signed up. Here's your tools. Your tool is your best you. We're trying to help you become better. I'm trying to get better. In life in general, we're all trying to get better, aren't we? Squeeze out some procrastination, maybe eat a little better, maybe exercise a little more, maybe just think more positive thoughts, maybe be more grateful, maybe be kinder to people, just live a better day. Well, in this opportunity, your best you and getting better at that is your best tool. First, your story, where you were, what you saw, what you did, where you're going in 2 to 3 minutes with this opportunity. What's your vision of where you're going? And we've got on the believersforlife.com Linktree page, scroll down and you'll see a launch plan and it's got in there how to tell your story in 2 to 3 minutes, right? Your invite. I shared with you the invite earlier in less than 2 to 3 minutes. You heard that. Get your invite down, right? Don't be a salesman. Don't be throwing up on people. Be an amazing contact inviter. That's duplicatable. Your list. How big is that list? And is it growing every day like mine is? I mean, mine grew by 4 people today. And so, because it was the husband and his wife, who owns By the Bay Tree Service. Check them out. That's an amazing company, by the way. Um, your Zoom launches. When you do a Zoom, actually, every single Zoom that you're inviting people to, whether it's a team Zoom or a Zoom your upline's doing, or you're doing it, or a 2-1, those are your Zooms. That's your business, right? Because it's you that's taking you, that's who's in charge of your dreams with the Lord, right? And your upline is an amazing tool. You leverage your upline to help you do through-way calls and introductions and whatever you need to bring credibility to get people introduced to this opportunity. You use them, and your numbers, your daily method of operation. You walk around confident that you're doing 1 a day or 3 a day or 5 a day, whatever your consistent number is. That is your tool. 20 left, 20 right. Where are you at on that? 20 left, 20 right. That is a tool. How much money you're making. And as you increase it, that is a tool. How many people you bring to next level. That is a tool. These are tools that are helping you be your best you, that you feel good about, that you know that you're on path to go win your dreams. And then it's your leadership. From you doing all this, guess what? You get to be a model for other people to help them win too. And that's another sense of well-being. So last I have to say is that God's got 2025 for you, right? And so because he cares about you and he made labor. Life began in a garden. God loves work. And so we still get to work today. But when it's with the Lord, it's a much better capacity. Like I can work on my own and get places, but I can work on my own, then God bless me and he takes me way further than I ever could on my own. That's how we're here. And so if you learn to delight yourself in the Lord, he will give you the desires of your heart. Psalms 37:4. And so I hope you found this to be encouraging. What I want to do now is I'm going to stop the screen share, open up for any Q&A. And so if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask them and I'll go ahead and answer them. And then we'll wrap this up in the next 5 minutes. You got to unmute yourself if you're going to. Excuse me. Okay, well, if there are no questions at this point, I'll go ahead and I'll end the recording and wrap it up, and we'll save it and put it on the school classroom. And then you can go ahead and share this with your team and for those brand new partners, and we can run from there. All right, so let's hit stop recording. And after this, also, I'm going to pray and we're going to close this out. And then right now, once again, remember, tomorrow we've got our team meeting, 7 p.m. And then also I'm doing a X39 Zoom launch after that at 8 o'clock. So if you want to invite people to it. But then for tonight, if you got people at last minute you want to invite to, Kendall Welling, 8 o'clock, and then again at 10 o'clock. And so this is how the business is built and helping you win your dreams. Alrighty, well, it's been a blessing. So let me hit stop recording and then we'll close this out in prayer if you want to stay on.